Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back once again to the Operational Intelligence Market Overview here at InsideAnalysis.com. My name is Eric Cavanaugh with the Bloor Group, and I will be your moderator for our next demonstration by some folks we know at a company called Cirro. Very interesting technology, talking about next generation data federation. So we'll be hearing from Mark Tyson and from Stephen James. And with that, gentlemen, I'll hand it over to you. Show us what you got.
All right, thanks, Eric, and thanks for having us on your on a segment here for operational intelligence. So with Cirro, Cirro's a solution that really enables easy access to any type of data on any platform in any environment. So what we're providing then is a single point of entry to be able to access all of the data sources within an overall enterprise. So we're talking about being able to access your Hadoop and HDFS. We're talking about relational databases, other NoSQL sources, and even other legacy sources. And you're able to do that with all of the existing tools that you already have on your desktop, whether those are BI products like Business Objects or a command line interface, or using Excel with the Cirro Analyst plugin, or with other visualization tools like Tableau. So with Cirro then, when you submit a query from one of these products, that query comes to our data hub. And when it comes to the data hub does three things. It first figures out what is the best way. There may be 200 different ways I can execute a query. The data hub will figure out what is the best way that it can go about executing that query across all of your systems. The second thing it does then is translate the language so that it executes the proper syntax across any of the systems that it needs to run on, whether that's executing MapReduce, executing Hive, executing MarkLogic SQL, or a Teradata SQL statement. So once it does that translation, it begins that execution process, and at the end, when there's some data movement required for a final join and bringing the data back up to the user for visibility, Cirro Data Hub is managing that data movement as well. So it is a single point of access that gives you access to everything in your enterprise that you're authorized for, and you can use your existing tools that you already have on your desktop. So what we allow then is for end users and analysts to be able to ask disruptive questions. Things like, looking at social media, are my customers tweeting about us? Well, what are they saying? And by the way, from where are they tweeting? How is that geographically distributed? And, now that we know something about this, and if they are talking about us, how much are they spending with us? Are they good customers of mine, or what kind of customer are they really? So in this case, we're talking about things like Twitter data. We're talking about data probably that's in Hadoop, and probably wanting to tie some of that back to a data warehouse or data marts with customers or sales data. So that's the type of questions that Cirro enables. It enables the idea of data exploration and data discovery across your enterprise ecosystem. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Stephen James, and he'll give you a quick spin and demo of our product.
Oh, thank you, Mark. Matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm going to show you today, is what you just described. So what we're going to do is we're going to visualize some Twitter data across the globe, joining it to some sales data. So to do that, we're going to use an existing visualization product called Tableau, and there's two different ways to approach this. One is going to take the data from MySQL and join it to Hadoop data in Tableau. So we'll use the Tableau tools to define the join, define the tables we want to look at, and this is more for data exploration. The second way that we can look at this data is with a predefined view. So users have the ability to create Cirro views, which encapsulate predefined tables, maybe some MapReduce functions, joined with some other data, and that's all accessed very easy, repeatedly from, let's say, a data analyst who wants to just access the view, look at the results, and visualize it quickly and easily. So with that, I am going to come out of presentation mode and go to Tableau. So the way to access the Cirro Data Hub from Tableau is via ODBC, the standard ODBC connection. I simply choose the system that I want to go against. I'm using a system called Diamond, which is running the Amazon cloud, and this is running the Cirro Data Hub. So the Tableau client sees this as a regular database. In this case, I'm going to select multiple tables. So the first table I'm going to access is a Hive table. Now this Hive table is loaded with Twitter data. And I have an alias called CHive or Cirro Hive. And in the default database, I have a table called Twitter Geo. So the first thing it does is goes out and gets the metadata about that table. So it brings back the column names that are part of that Hive table. Okay, I say OK, and it goes and retrieves some more information. And then what I'm going to do is add a second table. So I'm here, again, I'm using Tableau to define the query that I want to submit to the Cirro Data Hub. And this time, I'm going to click on the little hourglass, which will go out and query the Cirro Data Hub for all of the tables in my ecosystem. So this is pretty cool because this is showing all the tables that I can query, but they could be residing on any number of disparate sources. Okay, so some could be in MySQL, some are in SQL Server, and some are even in Oracle, as well as standard Hadoop, straight on through these Cirro views. Okay, so the second table here is called Twitter Sales. This is a MySQL table that contains sales data about some establishments that are close to where people sent these tweets from. Next thing we're going to do is declare the join condition, where user ID in Hive equals the Twitter ID in MySQL. So I declare my join condition, and then when I hit OK, it's going to submit this data, this query, to the Cirro Data Hub, which orchestrates the actual execution of it across all of my systems. That's going to go out and execute, and when it finishes, it's going to look something like this. And now what you can do is use Tableau to do a really nice visualization of the tweets spread across the globe. The size of the circles represent the amount of sales from retail establishments that might be there. So if I drill into Southern California, where we here are located, I could look at some of this data, and I can see the underlying data that's part of this. So I can see the tweets that were sent